Hello, San Diego. Welcome back to the Daily Aztec Debrief. My name is Josh Scott, and I'll be hosting today, filling in for Rami and Jaylyn. San Diego, did you know that 80% of online dating app users report burnout? More singles are turning away from swiping and towards real-life connection. In-person dating events are growing fast and with rising attendance and demand across the country. So what's really happening here? Is this some sort of backlash against AI, apps, and other digital old ways of meeting people? Is this a reset? Or maybe this is the future of dating, is just using the internet to find events to go to then meet in real life. Today I'm joined by Allison Goldberg and Arielle Fuller, who are helping lead the shift from online to real life events. Today, I'm joined by Allison Goldberg and Arielle Fuller, who are helping shift the lead away from online dating to real-life events. Allison Goldberg is a comedian, creator, and has been featured in Wired, NPR, and Good Morning America. She's the creator of Love Isn't Blind, now running in 10 cities nationwide. And if I'm not mistaken, you previously had another project that you sold, and it's called How to Break Up by Text. And that's to Audible?
Yep.
And then you're also a graduate of Yale, and you're currently being represented by Gersh.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thanks so much.
And then we also have Arielle Fuller, who is an event producer, speaker, community strategist. She believes connection is a skill you can practice, and she creates space that turns awkwardness into real-life conversations. And you are also the host of a local show, Pitch a Friend San Diego.
That's me.
Okay.
Guilty.
Welcome.
Thank
well,
you.
but I think most importantly, Arielle's a previous bachelorette of mine who now
so true.
also does casting for me.
Yes,
So.
we are collabing. We are collabing in the IRL dating space.
Yes.
So real quick, Allison, can you just briefly explain what is your show, what's the point of it, and when did it start?
Yeah, so Love Isn't Blind is a dating show where the men can't speak. You're so welcome that I allow you to speak. So it's really big. You're one of the few men that I let speak. It's
Allie
really-
doesn't do shows where men speak, so this is huge.
Yeah, this is a really big day for me. So it's a dating show where the men can't speak, so it's an elimination-style game show. There's a bachelorette, like so. Bachelorettes bring up their bestie to help them weigh in on the men, and then it's an elimination-style game show, so round one is like a rapid-fire questions round. Round two changes from show to show. I've had them like write haikus about their dream date, draw their dream date they're going to take the bachelorette on. Round three, I call their moms live on stage.
Okay.
Round four, I search their phones.
Uh-huh.
Round five, the final two men, we get to hear them speak. And I realized last 2 nights ago when we did a show here in San Diego that I was busy trying to decipher the bachelorette and her friend's handwriting, but apparently one of the guys had a terrible question when he was finally allowed to speak.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, did you guys notice that? Like, my friends later, they were like, he basically asked her, what do you like to do? Like, he, like, didn't pay any attention to...
I know who it was. I almost just said the name, but I won't.
But yeah, so that's the show. I started it September 2022.
Okay.
So I've been doing it for, like, 3.5 years, which is insane.
That's amazing.
I just can't believe it's, like, become my life.
And then Arielle, other than being the bachelorette on Allie's show,
Huge deal.
you've been running the San Diego chapter for how long now?
Yes, it'll be 2 years this October, so we're very fresh still.
Okay.
And Pitch a Friend is where local wing people pitch their single friends using PowerPoint presentations, Shark Tank style, to crowded bars, breweries, other venues. And it's super wholesome, fun, sincere, hilarious. Great place to just practice building your social courage and confidence again after being atrophied for so long.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote down as many dating apps and also social meetup apps as I could remember, and I also did a little bit of research. So I'm going to read some of these off, and then just be like, give me a yes, you've heard of it, you know, like some kind of acknowledgement. And then at the end, if I forgot anything that you know, go ahead and shout it out. All right.
Oh, are there potentially going to be ones you think we haven't heard of?
I think I might have found some.
Wow, I'm excited.
We'll see.
I bet.
Okay, so these are dating apps only. We're going to go through first.
Okay.
Dating apps: Tinder,
Yeah.
Bumble,
Yeah.
Hinge,
Yeah.
OkCupid,
Yeah.
Match.com,
Yeah.
Plenty of Fish,
Yeah.
eHarmony, Coffee Meets Bagel, Grindr, Her, Feld.
You mean Field?
Field?
I'm pronouncing it wrong. Field. Raya? Raya.
Raya.
Raya. The League.
Yeah.
BLK.
I haven't heard of her or BLK so far.
Okay. Chispa? CHISPA? Okay. Maybe that's a fake one I found. J-Swipe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Christian Mingle?
Yes.
Upward?
Upward. No, I haven't heard
Wait,
of that.
Upward Dating the show?
Undefined. So you've heard of something called Upward.
I don't know any app that's called
There's
Upward.
Okay.
updating the show.
Oh, is it updating? Is that what I'm
Yeah,
thinking?
it's very bro-y. We could talk about that later.
Pure?
Pure?
Pure.
Oh,
P-U-R-E?
No.
Down.
Wait, P-U-R-E?
P-U-R-E.
Is that like a virginity one?
I don't know.
I hope so.
I wanna know
Maybe
what that
my
is.
research was a little sloppy, but that's kind of what I
Well,
came
there are
up
too
with.
many.
Okay.
There are way more than that too.
Okay.
But we've heard of most of them.
Yeah, one that I love. I've used it very briefly. You'll see why I love it. It's called Boulder,
Okay.
Okay.
and it's for rock
climbers. I knew you were gonna say that. Okay, wait, you are missing one. One of the only ones I ever actually made an account on, which there are only two. It's a Jewish one. It's like, I can't remember what it's called.
Wait,
Do you know what it is?
Oh, Locks Club.
Locks Club.
You're
Yeah.
Jewish?
I'm Jewish. Jewish. But yeah,
What
I'm
does
half
that
Jewish.
mean?
I'm half
You're-
Jewish.
Wait, this is
But I was raised
so
culturally Jewish,
funny.
not
Oh my God,
legitimately.
Arielle, wait, did I know that?
No, I don't know why you didn't know that.
Did you tell me that before?
No.
This is so funny though because I make so much fun of myself. Like I keep trying to like diversify my friend group, and then they're like all Jews. Even the ones that I think aren't Jewish, they're Jews. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, of course, because Jews are loud and fun.
And you're
I
also
didn't realize Nikki's Jewish too.
Yes.
And I was like, this adds up.
Yes.
We're a loud, fun people. We're getting a bad rap right now, and I just want to say, for the record, we are a loud, fun people with a lot of neuroses.
I was gonna say, I mean, like you're both in like the dating industry realm, but it's also got like a comedy, fun pitch to it. So like,
Yeah.
I get it. So, okay, so meetups and social apps. The easy one, Meetup,
Yeah.
Eventbrite,
Yeah.
Geneva.
No, what is that?
Oh,
Okay.
You heard of it?
I've heard of it.
Partyful. Party.
Yeah,
Okay.
Partyful.
Facebook events.
I mean, I don't
I'm
use
familiar.
It anymore.
Get Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday's going around stealing ideas from people.
Really?
Yeah, we can talk about that too later.
Dang.
Bumble for friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Bumble
that. Okay. Yeah. BFF. Okay. Next door.
What? The neighborhood
Nextdoor
thing?
is a dating app?
I saw somebody referring to it as a place to meet people for
Oh,
social events.
that's
For social
true.
events.
Well, it's like
Listen.
meeting your neighbors.
In
Or your
LA,
neighborhood.
I live in LA, people are really into dating within their zip codes, so I think Nextdoor should be a dating
That's
app.
smart. I didn't realize that, but yeah, you guys should do that.
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah.
Discord's
that's
for
that's a dating thing too.
No, so we're in the
but I mean,
meetup
yeah,
social
it's a
apps.
social,
Oh,
yeah, it's a
okay.
community
Yeah.
thing.
Sorry.
And so I just
Yeah.
had my first experience because I had the same reaction to Discord. Recently, I joined one for creative people in San Diego, and they were constantly being like, "At this place, at this time, we're all meeting for
Okay.
coffee." And I've gone, and
Got
it's like
it.
30 people every time.
Sure.
So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Sure.
Like that's I
Oh.
didn't know that's how
Can
you.
you add us to that Discord? Because I don't know
Sure.
about Arielle, but
Yeah.
I got some events to promote.
Okay. Luma,
Yeah, I've heard of Luma.
and then Humans Anonymous.
Nah,
Okay, that was a new one for me too.
they're being anonymous.
Very-
That
Any
one's just for
other
fucking.
meetups?
Are we allowed to curse on this? Because I just did.
Oh.
Okay.
Should I not?
We're
Can we?
fine.
That,
Just-
that
how
felt
about
like
we?
a no.
We'll do less going on. But
Okay.
this
Moving
isn't PG.
forward,
It's college, so.
I'm squeaky
Okay.
clean.
And then.
You're
I'll
missing
just
things.
bleep myself. I'll be like,
Okay.
that one's for beep.
Okay, fair enough.
You're
Yeah.
missing time left. Something called Kiln or Kin.
Kin.
Oh, what's kin? There's
Walkabout.
222.
222.
Oh, I did forget about Walkabout. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
222.
222.
Kind of
Chaotic
nudge.
Singles Party.
Chaotic Singles Party.
Singles. We got to promote chaotic
Jigsaw
singles.
dating.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but I'll look it up.
It's fun. It's like events where you're playing board games and you're all single and you're trying to date.
Oh, that's cute.
It's cute.
Okay.
It's like nerds in a good way. It's
Okay.
like cute nerds. Yeah.
And then just every trivia night that's ever been held at
Trivia,
a bar.
Run Club.
Yeah. Oh, and Run Club.
There was a
Run
New
Club.
York Times article that Run Clubs are the new dating apps.
For sure.
There's also something Shuffle Date and
Swoon City.
City Swoon.
City Swoon.
And no, there's another one. The guy's so nice who runs it, and I feel bad because now I'm blanking on what it is. But there's some cool ones too, where it's like they're trying to play on speed dating and make it like cool.
Not cringy.
Yeah. And so like you'll get a text that's like, find the woman in the green leopard pants, and you gotta go find the person.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like an investigation.
Lovely. That's what it's called.
Lovely?
Lovely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so
many. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a ton.
So many. And I'm glad.
So with the areas that you're currently working in and all of that stuff that we've kind of talked about, something I noticed while I was looking it up is that whether it's for dating or for meetups, they do also usually rely on an app of some kind or a special service. And so I was going to ask you, does it matter that people are frustrated with online dating and that's the reason why they're coming to your personal in-person events? Or you've heard other stories of why people are coming to in-person events? That was kind of the route I'm trying to get to.
Well, mine is probably different than yours. Mine, there are definitely people who are coming who want to meet someone, but it's also a comedy show, and I love that people in relationships come to see my show. And I think everyone is a bit community starved. You know, I have a lot of people tell me, like, I like making friends here. I've had groups of girls come up to me and say, we all met here at your show, you know, a year ago, and now we all come back together every time you're in town. Also, for mine, you get a wristband based on your relationship status and preferences. So if you are in a relationship, you get a red wristband, and there are prizes if you successfully introduce singles. So I try to make them part of the dating experience. I mean, there's also a reason like reality dating shows are so popular among millions of married people, you know. So, but I do think everyone is like really, really tired of the apps. And I created the show for a few reasons, but one of which was post-pandemic, I wanted to create something really rowdy and interactive. And I think dating lends itself to that, whether or not you're single. So I wasn't necessarily setting out to make a dating show, but I wanted something really rowdy and interactive. I also wanted to make men be quiet. You know.
And for you, Arielle?
Yeah, super similar in the sense that Pitch a Friend is for dating for sure, but it's also for friendship finding and really just, again, practicing building that social courage. So we also wear colors, but we wear stickers. So we wear stickers so that you know who you're in the room with. And the idea for us is more, you know, approaching each other can be really scary. And if you get rejected for a totally reasonable fact, like, oh, I'm actually not straight, I'm into men, but thank you for coming up, or whatever. Like, it still stings a little because then you wonder, right, in the wild, like, wait, was that true? Did they just not like me? Blah, blah, blah. We get rid of that by wearing the stickers. So, like, before you approach anyone, you know, are they single or not? Are they straight or queer? Are they poly or monogamous, et cetera, et cetera. So for us, it's more, I think that third space that no longer exists, like the dance halls that society used to go to socialize, like that's more of what it feels like to go to Pitch a Friend. It's like, oh, connection's really important. I need to build this, so I'm gonna like go and feel good tonight by like chatting with some people, watching singles get celebrated for once as well. Like there's no pity for the singles at our show. Like it's absolutely like, hell yeah, let's make them feel so good. Let's celebrate them. Let's take an interest in them. And we get people all the time during our Q&A after every pitch saying, wait, are you looking for friends too? Like, because the pitches are done really like, here's why you should date my friend. But the people in the audience go, wait, you're so awesome. Can we be friends? And I personally love that so much more. I think friendship is the most valuable thing in the world, even above romantic relationships. There, I said it. And
I agree.
Yeah, so it makes me so happy. And people have said the same thing, like, oh, like we met at the last Pitch a Friend event and now we come to this event and other events together, because it's scary to show up by yourself, especially in the dating world. Like we're meant to go and try and find our life partner and be all by ourselves in that awkward sitch. Like, no, go with your friends to one of our shows.
Yeah.
And that's my pitch for that.
Well, something that I think is so sweet about Pitch a Friend, I haven't been to see Arielle host it yet, which I hate, but on my behalf, I don't live here. But I went in LA, and I was struck by how much it seemed like a friendship event in a positive way. Like, it was so cute to see people get up and be like, this is my best friend, and this is why they're the best, and I love them so much.
Yes.
Like, it was so sweet. Like, as an audience member, I was like, I'm here for the friendship.
Yes,
It was so sweet.
We have couples who come as their date night.
Yeah.
And I asked them, I said, you've been to so many events and you're not here to pitch a friend and you're not even here to like support a single friend of yours. I'm curious, like, what brings you back? And they said, it's so fun for us to watch other people lifting each other so much. Like, you just don't see that anymore. And I was like, oh.
Yeah,
that
it was
makes me
really
happy.
sweet. That was what I was really struck by. I was like, these
Yeah.
are so positive, and like just seeing someone geek out, like,
Yeah.
their love for their friend.
Yeah. And back to the app conversation, I have been told, I've gotten some feedback before about why people are over the apps and why they prefer something like Pitch a Friend or Love Isn't Blind it's more hopeful when you're dating in person in real life in the wild, even when things don't work out for whatever I don't know the reason necessarily, but it feels like you're getting closer to something even when it doesn't work out, versus online it just feels like options, decision paralysis is happening. And people are really sick of that. And because of that, I think the connections in person feel deeper, more authentic, faster than even a good potential connection digitally. It just doesn't feel as, I don't know, gritty and as like textured.
I agree, although I have a slightly negative take, which is like, I just think the apps are terrible. I think, like, I went on so many dating apps in before I gave up on all of them a couple years ago, but like, man, the number of times you show up for an internet date and you lock eyes with the person and you're like, I would never have given this man my number in real life, and now I gotta stick it out at this date and be polite and pretend to be interested, which is really not serving either of us, but I don't want to be rude, and then you never talk to them again. Like, it was just such a waste of life. Like, I truly, I regret how much time I spent on the apps. I really feel like it was a waste of life. And like, but if I'm out at a Pitch a Friend, or I'm out at Chaotic Singles, or I'm out at an event and I'm with my friends, like, if I meet someone or not, I had a good time. It's not a waste. You know what I mean? It's like, the apps are just, and I just think you don't have enough data points at all. Like, my boyfriend right now, we talk all the time. I'm like, we would never have matched on an app. We would never, first of all, our age ranges, we're not searching for each other. And he would have just looked like this, like, software engineer jujitsu bro. Like, but I met him in the wild, and I met his friends first. And I feel like that's amazing data. So you get that at Pitch a Friend too, right? Like, you're seeing their friends. Like, on an app, you have no data points, or very, very few. You have almost no information. And as a woman, you almost have to be looking for red flags because you want to stay safe.
You're right.
So you're looking for any potential danger, but that's such a bad way to date, to be looking for what's wrong rather than looking for what's right. And when I met my boyfriend, his friends, who are a married couple, came up to me after a show here in San Diego, and they pitched him. I barely even spoke to him, but I was like, your friends are so fun. You're probably fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
you were open to the opportunity.
Yeah, and you have that social system. I'm like, these two people are vouching for him. Nobody's vouching for you on an app, really.
No.
They're horrible systems. I mean, every now and then someone wins because it's a slot machine, and every now and then someone wins the lottery, and it keeps the rest of us gambling. But it's a gambling addiction. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I have nothing to add. I don't do apps either, zero. I meet everyone that I've dated in the last 2 years I've met in person, so.
She did briefly date the guy who won at her show.
Yes, we had a sweet summer fling, the sweetest summer fling there ever was.
But
and we're still
speaking
friends.
of friendships,
We're still friends, yeah.
And you pitched him at a Pitch
I
a Friend
did.
event,
I
which
pitched
love.
him. Yeah.
I love
And that's how you know that it was, for real, and just was like, it didn't work out in the end, but you had a good time.
Yeah.
And you got to actually meet a new person, is when you're pitching that person to other people. And
Right.
Because then you're co-signing on them in a
100%.
way.
I sincerely want him to find someone that's right for him.
Yeah.
And I know he's a great guy. We don't want to date like that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't, and that's another thing. I think there's this weird, and I don't know what this is
agree with
about.
what you're going to say.
There's this weird obsession with like exit, like when you break up, it has to be bad, or it has to be over, and it has to be, it's like, why can't we transition into friendship? Obviously, unless something really disrespectful goes on. But I see a lot of people, even people I love so much, creating a narrative or creating this sort of villain arc when there's not. It's just not there. And it's like, you guys just aren't meant to be together, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you need to be best friends, but it also doesn't mean there has to be some big reason why it didn't work out. It's like, it can really just be like, high five, we tried, didn't work, good luck, see you around. It can really be like that.
Yeah.
But people struggle with it.
I agree 100,000%. And the other thing that's so interesting is, in my show, I mentioned round 1 is this rapid fire questions round. The boys can't speak, so they can do like thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. Audience members can leave questions in a hat. Very often, audience members will leave questions such as, are you friends with any of your exes?
Yeah.
And if a guy says yes, it divides the room. Half the room is screaming, they're
Yes.
booing, they're so angry, and the other half is cheering. And I always vouch for it. I'm like, look, if they can be healthy, good friends, that's a sign of emotional intelligence.
Yes.
It doesn't mean he's trying to beep her, because I'm beeping myself. You know what I mean?
beep.
Like,
Yeah.
you can be, I'm friends with exes, and I do credit one of my exes with like showing me that path and that was possible, because I was so mad at him, and he was like, and I was like, I'm not talking to you for 6 months. And he was like, okay. And in 6 months, when you're ready to talk to me, I'm going to be such a good friend to you. And then he was.
Aw.
Yeah, we're really good friends
That's
now.
very
still. It's
stable
been years.
behavior.
Yeah, it is. And so I think like, and that really changed like my whole view on it. Now my current boyfriend makes fun of me that I'm friends with all my exes. I mean, he's secure about it because I tell him he has nothing to worry about. But like, I
Yeah.
am friends with all my exes now.
Yeah.
But I think, I think there's a reason you dated. I think there's this, we've been taught so many things that make no sense. And one of the many, many things is this idea that like, you broke up, burn it to the ground. As opposed
Literally.
to like, maybe you need a time where you don't, maybe you need a period where you don't speak, or you need to input boundaries.
Yes.
But like, you can
yes,
be friends.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. That's perfect. Kind of shifting a little bit, but in a similar realm, what does chemistry look like when it happens in the room? Like, because the reason I ask is because you've had shows, Allie, where the people who have gone off have actually dated for a while.
Yeah.
And then, Arielle, you've seen things where people have met in person at those shows,
Yeah.
and that is where they started dating.
Right.
So if you, with your own eyes, with your own experience, is there anything that you ever noticed thinking back? Or is it just, it's so live and just it looks like a networking event? Is, like, can you see the chemistry happening?
Yeah, I can. I describe it as people are off of autopilot. People aren't going through the small talk things. They're not going through the motions of typical social events or networking events, right? Everybody's very authentically alive and in the room and engaged. And so when that happens, people are at ease, right? People are feeling natural. The charisma that is coming out of every single person is natural. It's not forced. It's not awkward. And that creates that safety for people who maybe are feeling nervous and awkward to step into their own authenticity.
Okay.
And when you start to see two people doing that, it just starts flowing, right? When it's a good match. So I see it as like, they're just very engaged. There's all this stuff going on. 'Cause pitch a friend events are kind of chaotic usually. And there's all this stuff going on, but they're locked in, right? So that's one thing I see. There's the classic flirting, you know, like, oh my gosh, da 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 da, with the body language, touching. There's group dynamics too that I find really fun when somebody has the courage to come over to a group of friends and start talking to them, whether it's friendship or for dating. But it just, everybody's meshed in and like really focused on each other is how I would describe it.
I love that description. I've never thought about it that way. I love the description of like everybody's suddenly like, you know, looser. But I feel like you can feel it sometimes on stage. There was this one time, and this was actually like a bisexual show. I don't even know what you would call, maybe it was pansexual. I'm so sorry to offend the youth, but like everyone's defining everything differently. But this bachelorette dated everyone. So we did a lineup with, we had a trans person, we had everyone. And then there was like this hot older lesbian, and the chemistry between them was so palpable. At one point, someone in the back row screamed out, "Mommy!" Like, it was insane. At one point, I was like, am I gay? Because, like,
Yeah.
And then they, like, round 2, I think at that show, I had them write, like, haikus about their dream date. And they just stood up and started walking towards each other. I was like, the show's not over. But the other thing that I have to say about chemistry is that I think it's interesting sometimes when I detect chemistry and then the bachelorette chooses someone else.
Oh.
I don't want to name names, but I thought the bachelorette on Saturday had chemistry with the guy who
Yes.
danced up.
Agreed.
People could like
100%.
feel it at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then she chose someone else. I do think there's a constant battle for people, and I wish this would stop, between chemistry and the checklist that you have in your head.
Oh my gosh, don't even open this topic right now. This is my favorite / most frustrating topic.
Yeah, and I was totally prey to it throughout my entire 20s. So if you're young and you're listening, don't do it. But there's like so much of what we're told that we want, and whether or not we even realize it, we've got this checklist. Oh, he has to be this, he has to be that, he has to be this. Boom, 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 boom. Or this is what my parents said I'm supposed to date. Or going back to Judaism, like I was told I always had to date a Jewish man. My boyfriend's Muslim. I love that
You're healing the world.
Just for peace in the Middle East. Okay. So, yeah, you have this list of what you're supposed to date. And in my 20s, I dated who I was supposed to date. And my parents were thrilled. And I was never actually into them. As opposed to just, like, looking for chemistry and that, like, indescribable, like, we're just on the same page, you know? Like, when I met, I agreed to go out with my boyfriend because his friends were cool. Then I regretted it. I was like, why did I agree to go out with this dude? I don't know anything about him. But then the second we started talking, it was just like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, exactly. For the young people, I challenge you and invite you, make a list. That's fine. You can start with a list if you already have one. But ask yourself for every single item on that list, is this something that I care about when I'm alone with my partner? Or is this something I care about because I want other people to think about me standing next to this person? If it's on the second part, it's not important. That's not something that you need. If it's something that you care about when you're alone together, fine, keep it on your list. But so many people are picking who they will even interact with. Forget date.
For Instagram.
Yeah, for
Instagram.
Instagram.
They want it for the gram.
They're picking it with their eyes. And then they maybe even get into a relationship. And guess what? They feel super lonely despite being together with someone because they're choosing with their eyes.
Being lonely when you're in a relationship is the wildest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been there where you're like, oh, I don't feel like I can tell you things. Yeah, checklist is bad.
Yeah, agreed.
I think also it's like if you're looking for a serious relationship, which if you're in your early 20s, maybe you're not. I think that's fine. You know?
Don't do it.
Beep around, you know?
Don't do it.
But if you're looking for something serious, like I think women's obsession with height and men's obsession with height, like I talk to women all the time who are like, he has to be 6 feet tall. And I'm like, why?
Yes.
And they're like, my heels. And I'm like, why? Like, what is that actually? You can buy a step stool. You can't buy compassion. Get over yourself. Yeah. But also, I remember this one time I was talking to this woman and she was like, he has to be 6 feet tall. I was like, how tall are you? It was on Zoom. She was like 5'2". And I was like, you could date a man who's 5'6". He's still 4 inches taller than you. But on the ladies' behalf, the men also will say things like, oh, I don't want to date anyone taller than me. And I'm like, get over yourself.
Really?
Yep, that happens as well, where the guys don't want to date a woman that's smaller than them. I think the patriarchy hurts everyone, where it's like, oh, we want like a big, strong man who can take care of us. Well, guess what? Jobs are not hunting anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you're fine. And also men want like a little lady. But like, I don't know, you have to be attracted to the person. If you're not attracted, if you don't want to beep and beep, beep, his beep, all beep, 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 beep. If you don't want to do that, you're just friends and you shouldn't be dating.
Yeah, you can't force it.
But aside from that, like, are you actually not attracted to this person, or just like, are you ascribing to societal norms and beauty standards?
Right.
Actually, Dan Savage says really interesting stuff about race, which I think is really important about, this happens with Love Isn't Blind as well, where people will be like, oh, I don't date Asian men. And I'm like, that's insane. And it's racist. And people are like, oh, it's just a preference. And I'm like, no, it's racist. And also we've had a whole cultural discourse around the desexualization of Asian men. Although for the youth, you're doing great, because apparently K-pop is completely changing that narrative. And now girls are like freaking out over Asian men, and I love that for them. So it's like, is it actually what you're attracted to, or is it what society's told you are or should be attracted to? I could rant about this all day.
Yeah.
Then let me ask this, since Allie, you've been dating your person. I almost said their name. I'm not going to say their name, but how long now? A couple months?
It's been about 6 months, which is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Arielle, are you currently in a relationship, or you're dating around still?
I'm dating.
Okay.
Yeah, to be clear, I was in like a decade of situationships until this man.
No.
I'm just private. I'm pretty private about my
right,
my
and so that's why
life,
I'm being delicate with it and whatnot.
Yeah.
But you've both had bits where running the show, you were single while running the show for a while, and this isn't like And so the reason I'm bringing this up is that because you have had those times single and now are in relationships, thinking on the relationships and around that. I'm just going to list some things, but posture, eye contact, the ask of like the actual ask of the date, what they were wearing. For you, if you can take turns going through this, was there anything specific, or was it like everything that, like, as they asked you out on the date and you were in that moment, that had like positive notes to it, that you were like, oh, this is something I'm willing to take a chance on, as opposed to the opposite where it's all, like emergency, abort, like, I do not want to go on a date.
Oh, what were the positive
signs? So these
Yeah.
things about them that you noticed, I'm just listing out some things that have come up about what it was that people found attractive. It was the way they held themselves. It was the way they introduced themselves. It was just the vibe of it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, for me, I think strong friendships are really important. And I think, like, we could also get into the whole male loneliness epidemic, which I do think is self-inflicted. Sorry, boys. But so the fact that his friends came up to me and were vouching for him. And I told him, and he knows now, I'm like, I only went out with you because you're friends. But, like, that to me is such a strong indicator of, a person who can maintain friendships, a person who can be close to other people, That was really big for me. But then I've been joking for a long time that my kink is kindness. Like, don't be mean to me. My kink is kindness. I want you to be so nice and thoughtful. So I live in LA. My boyfriend's in San Diego, so now I guess I'm like partially in San Diego. But at the end of the night, he was very sweet. He was very polite, but I was like, whatever. I don't know. But at the end of the night, he came up to me and he said, I really would like to get to know you more. And it sounds like the only opportunity to do that is I would like to offer to drive you back to LA tomorrow. I will drop you off at your wedding, not my wedding, but
the wedding you were attending.
I had mentioned earlier in the night that I took the train, my car was in the shop, and I was going to a wedding the next day. He's like, I would like to offer that I will drive you to LA, I will drop you off at your wedding, and I will go home. And the way and we joke about it now, because I'm like, you somehow did that in a way that didn't sound creepy.
Yeah.
There's such a funny line, too, between, like, creepy and romance. And maybe it's because his friends were there vouching for him. But he tells it now the way he's like, and then the whole world stopped. And he was like, did I just say that? You know what I mean? But it was so, like, sweet and genuine. And I was so stunned. And so I said, let me sleep on it, And then I texted him, like, despite running a dating show, I'm actually quite romance starved, and this was a very sweet offer, but I'm going to take the train. Because I was like, what if I have nothing in common with this dude? And we get stuck in traffic. It's 4 hours. And also, like, my Jewish guilt would also kick in that he has to go right back. So, so it doesn't quite answer your question, but it was really the friend group. So he then thought it was kind of dead in the water, but the couple that had introduced us, I had also gotten their contact information, and they ended up telling him, the wife checked my show schedule and told my boyfriend, you're going to be in San Francisco when she has a San Francisco show. So ask her to hang out after the San Francisco show. And that's what ended up happening. But I can't say that it was like a look or a vibe or a posture. But for me, it was really like the friendship, the kindness, the positivity. Yeah. And then when we did hang out in San Francisco, he asked so many questions. And part of why I created Love Isn't Blind is because I would go on dates with men who would just monologue at me and never ask me a single question. And I used to play this game where I would just, like, throw out the craziest facts about myself and, like, see if they'd take the bait, and they never would. And they'd just talk for themselves and never ask any questions. And Bash would... Oh, well, there you go. Cat's out of the bag. That's his name. Anyway, he would not stop asking questions and just seem so genuinely interested. And I was like, what? And, like, I was asking him stuff as well, Yeah. But, yeah. Okay. So it was that curiosity and kindness.
Yeah. No, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Arielle?
So I have a very strict no dating people from Pitch a Friend rule for myself.
Yeah.
That's so hard, though, Arielle. I think you should give up that rule because also San Diego is so small. I've already accidentally put exes on stage. Everybody knows each other.
I know.
You should date everyone at Pitch a Friend.
No, I can't. I this is the way I look at it. I am not a participant. I am the facilitator, so I'm not in the mix. I am overseeing the mix. So I don't have that experience of like people come up, but I just say, oh, I don't have a sticker. I'm not telling you if I'm single or not because I'm not participating.
To be honest, that's what I always did. People would sometimes call out, like, are you single? And I'd be like, I'm the puppet master, sir.
Yeah.
Or I would say things like, I'm at work. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Yeah, joke's on me. But yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I used to, and I would never wear a wristband.
Right.
Because I was like, yeah, I am here as the facilitator. I don't want, and it's like, yeah, I don't want it to be cringe too. Because some people have said to me like, did you create a dating show so you can meet someone? And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I've been a comedian for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's not why I created it.
Yeah, no. But what I can offer is the things that do stand out to me and make me notice someone in person are for men, right? I'm a woman and I like men. So I really like direct energy. So like very like upfront, kind of almost on the blunt side, but more like candor. Like I really like honest, direct, upfront. I like this person that, if we want to talk about one person that I'm seeing, he had a very calm energy to him, which is unusual for me because I'm usually attracted to like, you know, kind of like me, where it's like a little bit chaotic, a little loud, charming, like witty, quick. And this man was very calm, slower, but in like a very confident way. And so I found that very interesting, and I was drawn into that. And so I do see that also with people at my events is, again, if you can be at ease, whatever that looks like, you don't have to be slow and calm, but if you can be genuinely at ease with yourself, I think that allows women to feel very feel more safe and feel more able to trust that you're not on edge, so they don't need to be on, like we don't need to be on edge, because biologically we are constantly scanning for, okay, am I in danger here or not? Like we're always, that our nervous system is going to be doing that at first, right? That's why there's like little tricks in body language, like make sure your hands are visible, make sure we can see your hands, make sure you're not closing your body off, right? Like hiding, making yourself small in any way.
No.
Yeah, don't make yourself small. Yeah. So open up, be at ease as much as you possibly can, and that energy, spreads. And the same as anxious energy. Like we don't want to catch it, right?
Right.
Like our bodies literally see anxiety and we're like, we don't want that. That's why I think a lot of people come off as creepy or weird. It's because they're nervous. And it's really sad. It's something I'm trying to help people with, because no, they're not creepy, they're not weird. They're genuinely so nervous. Their social anxiety is going crazy, and they've mustered the courage to like inch over to you, but then they are acting weird, because obviously being anxious at a social setting, it's like, what? So
right.
It's something that's like unfortunate on both ends that I'm trying to help people with.
But that's what's so great about having friends vouch, because I make fun of now I've said his name, but I make fun of him that he was really awkward when I first met him. And he tells me, he's like, I was so nervous I couldn't speak to you.
Yeah.
Which now is very cute, and he like has social skills. But so how did you meet the guy you're seeing then?
So I work at this cafe all the time, and I was working there with my assistant, and he was sitting next to me. And this is actually true. This is a funny story. So my assistant and I are on computers, right? So she's next to me, so we have our iMessage going. She gets there just after I was already sitting down, and he's already sitting next to me. And she goes on the iMessage, so it pops up on my computer, who's this sexy mystery man sitting next to you? And I said to her, because I'm always trying to push her to like, practice her social courage.
Yeah.
I said something like, only one way to find out, hashtag Candor Club, which is my company that helps people with social skills.
Yeah.
Hashtag courage, hashtag go first. Like I'm just being like silly and annoying. And then she goes, no way. And then I go, watch how it's done. And then I actually leaned over and said something to him. So that's how we met.
Gotcha.
I was really just like using him to be like,
Right. You're just playing.
girl,
but...
let me show you something. It's not hard. Like you can do it. And then we ended up having a really great conversation. And he asked for my number, and I gave it to him. So.
Have I met him?
No.
Okay. I'll ask you more about this off air. But for Pitch a Friend, it's interesting though, because like going back to you saying you're like off limits, because I kind of did a similar thing. But like, what do you do about like the number of guys who probably went to Pitch a Friend? Like I know of one personally who slid into your DMs. Are you still just like?
So the DM thing, like if you DM, unless I already know you, if you're DMing Pitch a Friend, you're DMing Pitch a Friend the brand. So you're going to get a response from Pitch a Friend the brand. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be like, oh, like it's not me. You know what I'm saying? It's not Arielle.
Yeah.
So
what about if they DM Arielle?
Well, I'm private, and I'm such a loser. I literally don't like accept people unless I know them. So it's not as much of a problem.
I think that's good.
So then maybe what we're talking about is the opportunity to direct message somebody online doesn't mean that they're going to answer you because they don't know you in real life, right? And so if you're going to DM people, know them from an event or something, and you're actually going to ask them out or continue a conversation or something, don't expect it if you like saw them somewhere, saw the contact info, and never talked to them.
The number of dudes who randomly are like, "Are you single?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know you at all. I don't know your name. I know nothing about you. Or I've had guys reply to my newsletter.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Reply to the newsletter with asking you on a date.
That's
a highly engaged suitor.
People. This has happened a few times. It happened last week when we sent the email that was specifically about like nominate a friend, apply to be a contestant, and he was like, "How do I apply for a date to take you
to be
out?"
your contestant.
And then wrote like, "My friends think we should date, haha." But I was like, how do you not have the awareness that sure you saw my show and I guess you think, but I've never met you. I do not know who you are. I do not know who these friends are. You're out of it. Makes me angry because I'm just like, I think that the feminist in me gets mad because I'm like, put yourself in my shoes for 3 seconds. If you are gonna pitch a woman completely randomly like that, send over a bio, send over your LinkedIn, your Instagram. Be polite and do a full pitch. Don't be like,
half-ass.
I saw that there's like this little movement among other dating creators. I don't want to take credit where they're like, everyone's so nonchalant, like bring back chalance.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause these guys are just like, how do I go on a date with you? And I'm like, who the fuck are you? Who babe? Like, who are you? Like, I don't know you at all. So
Yeah.
you think that's how I'm dating? Is I'm just replying to emails and DMs from complete strangers? Like, I know less about you than I would on a dating app even. I know nothing. Give me your age, your job, your friends. Like, tell me some fun facts. Like, makes me so mad. I'm like, this is not the way.
But going full circle.
Because it doesn't think about women and their safety. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
absolutely.
women can't respond to those.
But
Yeah.
I have a caveat to this because at Pitch a Friend, you know, we post the singles with their consent, of course, on our profile, and we allow, you know, we say like, hey, if you're not feeling up to chatting tonight, even though I always encourage, like, go up to each other, let's do it. But if you're an introvert or you're just like feeling off tonight, that's okay. Like, respectfully, like, DM them later and have something to say. So what I will say is, if you are DMing someone and you're actually interested in them, you don't just think they're hot and you want to, like, you know, sleep with them. If you're actually like, wow, let's say it's Allie. Allie's taken, so you can't have her. But let's pretend there's like a baby version of Allie that's just getting started and building something incredible and has the vivacious, dynamic, brilliant energy, bouncy, curly energy that Allie has. And you notice that and you start following her and you start seeing what she's building and you're genuinely like, I admire and I'm so intrigued and I feel so drawn to this girl's energy. Like, I want to get to know her. Obviously, the best option is to show up at an event and introduce yourself. If that's not going to happen for whatever reason, why don't you DM with like a question or something? Like, get to know each other DM wise first. See if you actually do want to get to know her. Maybe she's going to respond and be like, I've been married for 5 years. Like, see you later. Or maybe it's a public persona and you like try to get to know them so it doesn't feel so, because I know whenever I get a DM about me in a video, it's like, you know nothing about me. It's less about, I don't know anything about you. You might be scary for me, even though that's real. I'm like, you don't know me. You just like my figure and whatever. And like, that's all you care about. So no. So like, and a lot of people I think DM sincerely and they don't mean that. Not in this scenario, but in the world. And that's okay. But like, start with like a place of like, hey, I want to, like, I'm intrigued by you. I want to learn more about you. And like, do it slow so that we can build up to a place that's safe to meet up.
Yeah, show some kind of curiosity or empathy or ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Just like, how do we go out? Like, fuck off. Yeah, because like, you're right, curiosity as well. Like, I did go on some dates with someone from my DMs a long time ago, but he approached with a ton of curiosity, and we ended up back and forth, talking, and then he asked me out like a normal human. You know what I mean? And then it didn't work out, and we're actually friends now. So, and
that's great. Yeah, that's all. I think that's what is really helpful for men. Back to your like posture and this and that. Move slower. Abrupt affection and abrupt, obsession, limerence, whatever it feels like. Attention, anything. It's scary. It is. It can be scary for women, and it also can be off-putting, even if it's not scary. Sometimes I'm just like, too much. Like, slow down. If you really want to get to know me, like you're saying, spend the
Then do
time,
it, yeah.
show up. And I know this happens in both directions, but
Yeah.
since men tend to lead the like interaction of like, let's go out, I promise you, like, move a little slower. And first of all, it's very sexy to do that. Hello, edging. Like, it works. It works on our brains and it works on our bodies. Like, move slow. Make sure on your end and make sure that she's comfortable. Because the best part of, like, a genuine masculine energy is that they make everybody around them feel safe. Like, that's how I define it.
Yeah.
So that's my advice there.
Yeah.
Then, real quick, go with however this kind of pops into your mind. This is how we'll wrap it up. Is for each of you, what would you like to see more or less of in dating going forward? So, take that however you want. With whether it's actual relationships, the act of dating, in person, online. Arielle, if you don't mind going first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see more courage and candor. Those two things. Candor is frankness with sincerity, right? So being really honest, but delivering it with kindness. I think we've completely lost that. My favorite example that's so like everyone's heard. It's like if someone has something in their teeth, the discomfort that you have to go through to tell them and possibly embarrass them that like they have something in their teeth is not as bad as letting like not having the courage to have candor for them and letting them know, hey, like you have something you should know about, but no one's willing to tell you. So like, let's do that in dating. Like, say how you feel. If something's awkward, be like, well, this is kind of awkward, but I really want to get to know you and I'm nervous to talk to you, but you're so beautiful and you seem so interesting. Like, I would really love to take you out. Like, let's just be ourselves and not be so afraid to show up authentically and give people grace in that. Like women too, I hear like, oh, well, he did this, but then he said he wears these or he has the, it's like,
Oh yeah,
girlies,
that drives me crazy.
Girlies, like it's scary. It is really scary. I think women would be so surprised if they knew what I heard from men. Lovely men, hot men, like it doesn't matter. I'm serious. Like objectively attractive men, super rich men, like all of the above. It's so intimidating to approach each other in the wild. And I really wish that both, like on both sides of that coin, women had a little more grace for the courage that it takes, and also men had more self-awareness and courage to do it in an authentic way, not in the way that they feel like men should be acting, if that makes sense.
Allie?
I agree 100% with all of that. So the only tiny thing I'll add to that is that, yeah, women need to be kinder with rejecting.
Yes.
Because it is really scary for men, and I think women lose sight of that, and then they're like, ew, you know what I mean? It's like, I used to do this thing. I mean, I still do it if it happens. It's like if a guy hits on me and he's not for me, or I'm seeing someone or whatever, I'm like, great work, get back out there. Because who else do you want to talk to? You know, I mean, we just have to be more encouraging. The other thing I really want to see is more setups.
Yes.
I think everyone hates the apps, and it's like, okay, if we hate the apps, we have to bring back setups. It's so simple.
Yeah.
I hate the culture of like, oh my God, I met someone, I'm done. Like, you're not done. You know what I mean? Like, get to work, which is I talk about it in my show, but like, I really think, and I hated the number of people who would always like, single people get shamed. That needs to disappear. We need to stop shaming single people. I was single forever. There's nothing wrong with being single. When I finally got over society's judgment of it, I had a great time. So we need to stop shaming single people, but also the number of people who would say to me, why haven't you met someone? And I'd be like, do you have anyone to set me up with? And they'd be like, all the good ones are taken. I'm like, well, then shut the up, you know? Like,
yeah.
But we
That's
have
also
to be
ridiculous.
setting up. Yeah. We have to be setting up. Yeah.
Yeah, we can help each other. I say this at the end of every Pitch a Friend. If you saw someone tonight or you chatted with someone tonight, that when you leave here, you meet another person or realize that there's someone in your own life who might want to meet them, tell them. Say, hey, I have a friend that I think you'd actually really get along well with and who would love to meet you. Like, can I give you their Instagram? And leave it with them. It's simple as that. And you'd be amazed at how much just a little bit of encouragement from even a stranger, like people are craving it so much, like craving a little bit of help and a little less pressure to like have to go and find their life partner all by themselves.
Yeah, it's so brutal. Literally go sit down and write down all your single friends and start matchmaking.
Yeah.
But also people have to be chill about it. Like, once you set them up, you're no longer responsible.
Sure.
Like, don't go back and blame the matchmaker
Yeah.
for the match, because then people won't do it.
It was
But-
just an opportunity, yeah. So,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that's good to say.
But I went to the Carlsbad Flower Fields yesterday with Love Isn't Blind contestants who are now dating. So I set them up, and I went with my boyfriend and the couple who set us up.
Oh,
So it was a circle of
Incredible.
setups, and then one of my single friends was there, and I was like, we all have to set her up now. And I was getting the San Diego couple. I was like, who do you got? Who do you got? Let's brainstorm. I've also been joking I want to find her a San Diego man so that she and I can commute down from LA together.
yes. I'm telling you. Setups don't have to just be like two people that I know personally. They can also be, I have one person, and then I go out and about, and I go, oh my gosh, I just met this really interesting guy, and I think they'd be good together. You can just say, hey, are you single? I know this is weird, but I have a friend, and I just feel like you guys would vibe. It could be that simple.
Right.
Yeah, people are just going to be flattered by that.
Yeah. It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. All right, so before we wrap up, where can people find you online, and any upcoming events you want to promote real quick? Arielle, if you could go first.
Sure. So you can find us on Instagram, pitchafriend.sandiego. We also have a website, pitchafriend.com/San Diego. We have a newsletter you can sign up for. We have so many events coming up. Oh, gosh. I think I don't know when this comes out, but
It'll be a
this
while, yeah.
Thursday, okay, this Thursday we have a comedy version of our show. Our next open event is at Coco Maya in Little Italy. That's on April 9th. So just come by. Most of our events are free. You just show up. And then if you are looking for help with your social skills, check out Candor Club. That's my other thing. So,
Cool.
yeah.
But also to shout out Arielle a little more, you guys have had some really interesting events. Like, I love that you had
Thank
one
you.
at the flower fields. You also had one
Yeah.
in like a sauna ice bath situation.
Yeah, breathe degrees.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
definitely
we
check
do
it
a lot
out.
of fun stuff.
And pitch a pet.
Oh,
What?
Pitch a Pet.
Pitch
Yeah.
a Pet?
If you're a dog lover, we have an event coming up. Oh my gosh, it's in April. It's on our Instagram. Pitch a Pet is where it's our goal to find not just every San Diego single, their forever home, but every adoptable dog in San Diego, their forever home. So we do a Pitch a Pet during the day at Kairoa on the rooftop. It's so nice.
like-
Where dogs are pitched by their foster parents.
Oh, that's
It's so
really
cute.
cute.
They have like red flags and green flags. Like it's
oh
so
my God,
funny.
I want to go to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
come by.
So cute.
Come by.
Well, my show is Love Isn't Blind, so it's loveisn'tblind.com. And you can apply to be a contestant. You can nominate friends. You can buy tickets. And then I post clips all over my social media. And my social media is Allie_Goldie, ALLI_GOLDI. And one more positive thing I wanted to say before we wrap up is I actually think San Diego is a great place to date. And I said that
1000%.
before I met my San Diego boyfriend.
It is.
But I told everyone, because people always ask me, what's the best? And I'm like, San Diego. Everybody's so happy here. Everybody's wild. People are, at least maybe my audience is self-selective. Like, but we have an after party. We've had people like making out in the bathroom. Like, it just people are just rowdy in San Diego. And like, yeah, it's funny because even when I was like in my 20s in New York City, I remember a friend had a work trip in San Diego. And I was like, what's it like? And she's like, everyone's happy there. And I remember thinking,
Yeah.
should we go there? But yeah, I
Yes.
think San Diego's us. San Diego, and I have the most success stories in San Diego within the audience and with onstage contestants. There's
That's
a lot
right.
of them from the audience. Like a fair number, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an excellent market for
Seattle's
dating.
no good. Don't date there. Actually, I cracked Seattle. I now love performing in Seattle, but like match-wise, in Portland, everybody's weird. I love everyone in Portland. None of them make sense
That's
together,
their thing, though.
You know what I'm
isn't it?
saying?
Stay weird.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it.
it.
They're staying weird, and we don't know how to make matches there.
But it's
they're
a
great.
good show.
Yeah,
You shouldn't miss
it's a fun
it.
show, but
Real quick, what are the other
matches.
cities?
Although actually we have an engagement in Portland, but it's a
Yeah.
bachelorette who met someone in the audience that night. But yeah, I do Seattle, which I just think is not great for dating. There's the whole Seattle freeze, but we're working on it. Portland's really fun, but everybody's weird. San Francisco, a lot of software engineers who need to work on their social skills. But otherwise, we have some success stories up there, and I love doing the show in San Francisco. Like, they buy their tickets, they buy them early. I'm selling $350 up there. It's so fun. But for dating, I really, even before I met my boyfriend, I was always like, people would ask me, and I'd be like, San Diego is the best place to date of the cities that I've been. Secondarily, DC. Because DC's interesting, and I think it's a little bit of my show. Like, I'm not getting Trumpers, right? Like, I'm getting people who move to DC because they're do-gooders and they're working for nonprofits and think tanks and they believe in and in what they're doing, and they're passionate about it, and they're smart, and a lot of them are very handsome. But it's very interesting because the scene's so different. Like when I first did a show in DC, right before I walked on stage, I was like, they're all in suits. You know what I mean? I was like, they're
They're very grown up.
They're gonna be so buttoned up. They're gonna be so uptight. They were wild. Like they all came from work where in DC you gotta dress up.
Right.
Like
Sure,
old school.
sure.
But then they were down to clown. But it's very fun and interesting to see the different demographics. New York, I think there's a lot of F-boys, you know.
Do you do Chicago?
Oh, Chicago's fun. I've done Chicago 3 times. Chicago, what's so fun about Chicago is they treat it like sports. You're on stage in Chicago and you're like, this makes sense. Like they just attach to one guy and they're going crazy. They're like being so Chicago about it. But also one of my contestants, the first show I did there, he came out in a Cubs jersey throwing hot dogs into the stands. Not stands, we're in a theater. He was throwing hot dogs into the theater. But he runs a startup, but for fun. For the past 10 years, he has sold hot dogs at Wrigley Stadium every single weekend. So I told him, if you come out throwing hot dogs, I'm not going to be upset. And he did it. But yeah, they treat it like sports there. And it's like very like Midwest, like, I don't know. They get rowdy in a different kind of, it's a straighter crowd.
Interesting. Midwestern.
Yeah, because I'm like Portland, everybody's gay. You know, it's very funny to see the differences. Everybody's poly, you know. So yeah.
What cities would you like to start expanding to?
LA, everyone's a DJ. It's such a mess, you know. I really want to focus more on West Coast, just because for me personally, I love hosting it so much. But like, it is so much more work than people realize, and I feel. I would be burned out by any normal measure of burnout, except that I love what I do. So, like, I think I'm burned out, then I hop on stage and I'm like, let's book 12 more, you know? So, I don't know. I'm interested in staying in the Pacific time zone.
Okay. Denver?
So, I have been to Denver, and I'm thinking about going back to Denver. Denver was really fun. But, yeah, I was thinking maybe Phoenix because it's close. I was also thinking like Vancouver, British Columbia because at least it's like the same time zone.
Yeah.
I've gotten requests for Vegas, but I don't want to compete with David Copperfield. But like, could I somehow target locals? Is there like a local venue? I should probably look up like the improv schools there, you know, and figure out like the locals because that would be cool. But yeah, I want to focus more on West Coast, even though I get a ton of requests for like Boston, Philly, Atlanta, and I think those would be so killer. But West Coast, Best Coast.
Okay.
Everyone's like, you're from the East Coast? You have all this East Coast pride? I'm like, not at all. The West Coast is incredible. I'm so jealous you're from here.
I know. Rare.
It's just the best out here.
It is. I stand by that.
Yeah, I'm converted.
Well, thank you for sharing. With that, what I kind of took away from this is you have to go out and meet people and then build friend groups and then have your friend groups help you in your dating by finding other people for you. It really is.
Yeah, it's really just make friends.
Yeah.
Just make
And
friends.
see what happens.
So,
Yeah.
unless you're the one winner online, you know, try something different.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But the good thing about this is like, if you're out there to make friends, it's win-win. Like, yeah, maybe you win the lottery online.
Right.
Like,
Don't see it as work.
if you're making friends, you're going to have a great time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talk to each other. I'm telling you, you never know what kind of doors and opportunities lie behind saying hello to anyone. Not just people you think are cute, not just people your age. Like, talk to each other in your neighborhood, at events, in your life, and doors will open. I promise you.
That's perfect. I'm Josh Scott. This is the Daily Aztec Debrief. We'll see you next time.